Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We're the weekly rewind. This is Provis, along here with Morrok. And today we're going to be watching a replay sent in by our clan. On the top left side, we have Gun Hogs. And on the top right side, it is Aegon. And hey, Morrok, what map is this? I'm always confused on these
This
maps.
is Clontis Mire, so if you notice there's a really short distance, a short rush distance on this map, so a lot of Zergs are tending to do like 6 pools, 10 pools, in order to win against their opponent really quickly.
Sounds great. Well, let's begin.
Alright, let's jump straight into this game.
Resumed.
So, our own player is Aegon, and his opponent is Gunhogs, just as Provis has mentioned. So, this is a game we haven't seen any of these games yet, so this will be a surprise to everyone.
Now, what's the metagame right now for PVZ? I see that a lot of two base all ins. There's not a lot of answers for Protoss
Yeah,
in the late game against Zerg.
a lot of Protoss have been doing the Zealot Immortal all-in, or Zealot Stalker Immortal all-in. It's really common. Otherwise, they'll probably just go anywhere with like a Colossus, Void Ray, High Templar, Archon type mix. That's been pretty popular as well. A lot of Zergs end up going Muta to try to harass the Protoss. Another option for the Zerg has been like Roach Hydra.
Okay, we have a 6 pool coming in, and here
So we're gonna
is
see
Aegon. He
Aegon's
sees
gonna
them
scout
coming.
that with his probe.
Now, as I said before in a previous mention, you can put a pylon there in the choke, and the Zerg will have to run all the way around.
Yeah,
And
so
this is a very popular map for a 6 pool because whether they go gate first or forge first, neither one's going to be ready in time. So this is a really good map to 6 pool or 8 pool on.
exactly. And so Aegon, assuming that this is going to be a 6 pool, since it's so popular now, got a super early gateway in order to get that Zealot out right in time. And it seems to have worked out pretty well. However, he is going to lose that Zealot, but hopefully he will have another one out in time. So he's going to lose a few. He's going to lose a few probes here. He's already lost 3, 4 now. He's lost 5 already. But another Zealot comes out, and he's going to use his probes to help kill off those Zerglings.
The key behind this is that the Zerg should be macroing on the back end, but he's still sending in Zerglings. So he
Still
has
making
to do,
Zerglings. Yep.
yeah, he's got to do some damage here. Otherwise, he's going to be very far behind. Protoss can 4-gate, can expand, pretty much have their own way. Now he's getting this round in the Zealot, but there's just too much here. So
Yep.
right now, if you look at the units tab, there's only 7 drones right now. There's 10 Zerglings, 7 drones. So as the game goes on, Aegon's going to get further and further ahead.
Yep. So this is quite odd for a Zerg in this position, because normally Protoss will either do Forge Fast Expand or not even have this gateway out this early. But because of this map, Aegon was very smart in thinking to get that early gateway.
He did the damage he needed. I mean, it's now almost even.
Yep.
The question is whether he's going to keep doing aggression, which it looks like it, or if he's going to, macro on the back end, which is what most Zerglings do. It looks like he's all in.
Yeah, he hasn't been making any more drones. He still has 4 larvae right now, and he has a queen out. But, if we look at the production tab, he's just now starting to make more drones, but I think it's too late now. Even though he has killed 11 probes, Aegon has been continuously pumping out probes this whole entire game. Just putting him further and further ahead.
On top of it, you're going to see some Stalkers come out to kite along with these Zealots, and it's going to be over. And they're just on cue. He's creating a Stalker.
Yep. So now he's putting these Zealots all the way back here to avoid getting really good surrounded by the Zerglings. So that's really good. But I mean, now he just can't produce enough Zerglings, especially now he started making drones. It's just too late.
And Aegon can just go there harass, even with just a Stalker, which I think is what he's going to do, because he knows speed isn't going to
Speed
come
cannot be
anytime
up, yeah.
soon. it's probably going to be 2 minutes out, probably longer, and he can go out there and just kite away all day long, and he can also keep him away from his probe. So he can just slowly regenerate his shields, walk off. Um, you know, Basically, all the Zerg did was create some more drones to be able to support the amount of larvae to make Zerglings. So he's definitely all in.
Yeah. So now you saw he was trying to get the surround on the stalker there, but he wasn't able to do that. He just Aegon just moved the stalker back. So like at this point, Aegon knew that he cannot speed up just because of the sheer amount of Zerglings that he kept sending into his base. If he had gotten that gas sooner,
from your channel,
then he wouldn't have had enough Zerglings to send in either. So we're gonna see this proxy pylon going down, and Warp Gate has been started. So once that finishes, it do a lot of damage.
There was this massive supply block that just happened for like the last 30 in-game seconds. So Aegon, he was really, so he's creating a choke down here at his base, and he could counter with that pylon down below, and he's just creating an environment where he's not going to get damaged. He knows he's ahead, and as long as he doesn't do something stupid, he's going to be far ahead. The speed has already happened, and this choke is going to be brilliant.
Yep, and that Mothership Core is helping a ton too. If they do break through, he can use that slow field as well.
Yep, he can use Time Warp.
Time Warp.
And he could block him. Oh yeah.
And he's got the Sentry, yep.
Sentry actually could have blocked them in so that they couldn't have retreated.
Yeah, that could have been pretty good. He's going to throw out a cannon.
Yep, just some static defense. And,
no.
Sorry.
You can continue.
No problem. It looks like the extra 3 drones he made were just to get speed. And so,
yeah.
This is by far the most aggressive all-in by a Zerg. Normally, when these things don't work or if they get even, they try to expand and out macro and then build units. But not this Zerg. He, for some reason, thinks that he's going to get ahead every time he pushes, but it's just not the case. It's not looking good for the Red Zerg.
Not looking good. Now he's going to notice that he does not have his units up at this choke point. So the Zerg can take out this expansion here. And there's not a whole lot Aegon can do about that because he only has 1 Warp Gate right now. But he cannot push in and actually kill the Protosses. That's a big problem. So he's still running on 1 base now, and all he has is Zergling tech. That's all he has.
Now, the one thing Aegon doesn't know is he hasn't been back to the base. He doesn't know if he's behind on bases now or anything. If you look at his vision, he's playing this like Zerg is going to be doing stuff, but for his, unfortunately for him, the Zerg is all in. I mean, this is everything, and so some good force fields and the help of cannons.
Oh yeah, that's some pretty good positioning there. That could have been a little bit bad, but that force field really helped. This Mothership Core, I mean...
Yeah, just getting shots, softening up the Zerglings.
Yep.
The other thing is that, okay, see, he's going now layer attack.
Yeah, layer attack, yeah, but double gas, too.
Yep, double gas layer attack. He might be doing something like a Nidus, because I see a defensive spine crawler. I also notice, and I'm pretty sure this is a Masters game, but this red Zerg is not... looks more like a diamond level, maybe even a platinum. He's not even sending his overlords out to scout.
Nope.
So, I mean, for all he knows, there could be DTs coming out any second. He's done for, but a spore crawler would save him. Fortunately, that's not the case. But
well, and then to follow up on the 6-pool strategy, I mean, you have to get the natural expansion at the 13-minute mark. It's proven that that's the best timing. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, well, I'm not really going to all-in you, even though I am, but I'll put up base.
Yep.
And then hope that I do enough damage to where now I'm on 2 bases, and I did enough damage that we can take it into the mid-game. But seeing this infestation pit...
It's infestation pit, yep.
Yeah, that makes me wonder... the other thing the Zerg could do, and it doesn't look like he's going to do any of these things, but, a Nidus or a...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ventral sacks, you know, for a drop. Because Speedleys can do a lot of damage if they get into the Protoss's main, but Aegon has one pylon there, but there's definitely some spots at the top of his base.
No. So this is an interesting thing that Aegon's doing here, but he's pretty safe right now because he still has that mass recall, but his Mothership Core is a little bit out of position. It's really gonna hurt him there, so he's just gonna run in, probably try to kill that queen. If he can kill that queen, this Mothership Core pretty much has free reign over that whole entire Protoss base. Because there's no other anti-air.
They're gonna get cleaned up.
We're gonna see
queen's gonna be there.
double Stargate as well. And then a
Aegon's
Robobait going down.
Further down. I mean, all you have to really do is, if you look at the units tab, 41 probes to 13 drones.
13 drones, yeah.
13. It's really, this game is pretty much over. Aegon's just taking the safe route. He's going to continue to macro. Zergling's going to do a counter, but realize that he's safe. I don't understand why he's not breaking the rocks at the natural. He could at least
Could
give that.
try to do something, yeah. Because I mean, he can't fight any of these choke points with the cannon there and the four zealots.
Yeah, he keeps going for the through that choke there. That's just not going to work. Whereas he could, if he tried the rocks or Nidus or some other strategy. But again, he's not even using this natural. He's trying to drone. He just sent 3 down. But I mean, he's got to double his drone count. And even then,
definitely.
If we click the income tab right now, Aegon's pulling in almost 1,300 minerals a second, whereas the other gentleman, Gunhogs, is only bringing in 600. So it's over double. I mean, as the game goes further and further along, Aegon's going to get further and further ahead.
And I feel like the units tab, you'll notice that the Zerg is going Swarm Host now. But I think it's just too late in the game. He just does not have the income because the Swarm Host costs 200 minerals each. So it's super expensive. They also cost 100 gas. So trying to do that on one base with 1 to 2 bases with only 26 drones, it's just not going to work very well.
Yeah, I mean, they only slightly damage one zealot. I mean,
yeah.
He doesn't even have to worry about this. Don't get me wrong, they're free.
Oh yeah.
But,
if he had like at least 4, they're pretty good. But having just 1 is not going to do a whole lot for the Zerg. So he just has no defense.
Yeah, I mean, he could even just use this Void Ray, but he's just going around the map with a attack command, making sure that there's not any overseers or anything.
Yeah.
And if you get the units lost tab is actually pretty funny because it's even. Right now they're trading. It's just that the economy for Aegon, he can afford to lose these units, and Hogs can't. He just Gunhogs is in a world of hurt. So this is pretty much time to fill some space because it's over. I mean, other than the fact that we need to wait for a GG, I think what's going to happen is the Colossus are coming out. He's got the Void Ray. He's got the whole Armada. He's warping in units. He's just waiting to build his final Death Ball and just come on in. Army size right now, Aegon's starting to pull ahead. He's got almost 1,700 value versus the 1,100. A lot more value in gas.
Well, if you look at the supply count, I mean, it's 42 to 91. So I mean, these few zealots just they're just there to kind of do a little bit of harassment and stop them from mining, and it's doing really well.
Yep, and it helped them scout. It helped them see what. And if you're in desperation, this is a good unit to make. Swarm hosts can
definitely
help delay. But the one thing that he's not doing is he's not getting another base, a macro hatch, and droning up. Because 5 Swarm hosts actually will do quite a bit of damage. But he's got to know that either Airplay or Colossus.
Colossus is the one of the best answers to this. Because Colossus can just outrange and kill the swarm or the Locust Waves really fast.
Voids can do because there's no anti-air right now.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no anti-air.
An observer and one Void Ray can pretty much do him in. But this is he didn't even.
No GG.
He was just hoping and praying, but it was over. Well, that's it for this replay. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Alright, so now we're going to move on to the next game. These next 2 games are going to be brought to you by our very own BunnySlayer. So we'll go ahead and load these up. Evil Bunny did. Alright, so we'll load those up here in a second. We're going to watch the first one, and it's going to be a ZVP.
I call Evil Bunny because most of you probably don't know this, but He has a little bit of Idra in him. He likes to he lets his feelings go on his sleeve. So when he loses, he kind of gets angry. In fact, he may not talk to you for a while. But that's why I call him Evil Bunny, because whenever I practice with him, he doesn't talk for me for a day or two, and generally hates me. So yeah, it'd be nice to. Hopefully, I'm assuming these replays everyone's doing as they won. Though I think it'd be great if clan members from NeSw would submit good games where they lose, because a good game is a good game whether you lose or not. So
Yeah,
just encourage people to turn those in. You have a great game. Maybe you were on the wrong side of a great game. It's still a good game for the audience to take a look at, and we can analyze it. And obviously, you can learn something from it along with everyone else who's watching.
exactly. Alright, so just give us a couple extra seconds. We'll load up this next replay.
It's all right. There's cricket sounds in the background, so we're good.
You still in that replay, Provis?
I hear. I'm thinking I'm the one that's waiting on you, and you're the one waiting on me. I didn't think I had to do anything. So yes, there we go.
Alright,
Now we're gonna start the next
now,
replay.
now we're rolling. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Alright. So I watched these two games. Bunny showed me these. These are pretty funny games. For some reason, he got promoted to Diamond. He's been playing against Gold players. So these are some quite interesting games.
Okay. Well, the guy's name is Scorp. That's
Scorp.
interesting.
Yep, Scorp. Alright.
So in the top right, we have Bunny, and in the bottom right, not cross spawn, but just bottom right, we have Scorp, who's a
Scorp.
Protoss.
Alright. So we know BunnySlayer is playing Zerg. So this is his main race, and if you do not know, he is our team leader right now. And so if you're interested in joining the clan, you can go talk to him. And we're looking for Diamond and Master players right now.
And if you're not Diamond or Masters, but you're interested, there's several players on our team that don't mind coaching and getting you to where you need to be to join the clan. We have several people that don't have the skill level to be in our clan yet, but they're working hard. I just worked with a gentleman who got promoted from silver to gold. And each time you learn a fundamental and build upon it, it helps your gameplay and you'll get promoted. So as I can attest to myself, I worked real hard on my mechanics, and I started out a couple seasons ago Platinum, and now I'm Masters.
Yeah. And so if you guys didn't know, this is before the patch where Star Station is only cross positions. So if you're unaware of that, you can only spawn cross positions on Star Station now, which is very useful because this rush distance can be really short when you're not cross positions. So.
And speaking as a Protoss player, I hate it when they're this close because Zerg has so many options. Yes, they could go hatch first, but they could 6-pool. They can do a Baneling bust. They can do 2-base fast muta. There's a lot of things that Zerg can do when they don't have a lot of distance to go. So Bunny looks like what he did, a 15. Let's see, hatch first, 15,
yeah,
right?
about 15 hatch.
Yep.
So he's not gonna do any of the cheesy style this game. He could have, since this is a gold player, but
well, he's got the cannon on, but what's interesting is that he saw that there is no pool yet, so he should be sending out his probe, which he's not. Okay, this is the difference. Gold player, if you go out and you see that there isn't a pool or the hatch came before the pool, you need to make a nexus. In fact, if you already have that forge defensively, you want to make a nexus, then you want to make a gateway, then your cannon.
yeah.
Because it's going to be a while till the Zerg opponent can do anything. So in this case, Bunny's just droning up. He's not doing anything special. He does have his gas he's putting in there. I think that's probably to get fast speed.
So you notice, especially like as Protoss with a wall offs like this, these photon cannons, you don't want them to be out in the front. Because what happens is if you get Bane busted, or Lings can get a surround on those. Whereas if you have them behind your pylon or behind your forge, it's really hard for Zerglings to kill them. They can do a lot more damage. And then also you want to have a nice choke point that you can put like one zealot in.
And also, even your pylon is weak. Think about it. If you click each building, you're going to notice that like a forge has 400, 400. A pylon is 200, 200. So
Yeah.
you don't want to have a pylon or a cannon blocking. In fact, forge is not preferable, but you have to begin
Yeah,
a game
exactly.
because a gateway is going to have more health to it, and it's going to take more for a baneling bust to get through. So, because any Zerg at a higher level, especially diamond or higher, really even gold or platinum should know this, that they're going to put those banelings right into the weakest building, and then they're going to
Exactly.
send all their speedlings right through, and then it's over.
Yeah, see like this right here? You can send your banelings right here, and it'll take out this pylon and a cannon, and then it'll unpower this cannon over here. And
Yeah,
even
even
even if
Artosis
you didn't
pylon.
make even if you didn't make banelings, you can run straight past here and go up the ramp. So it's very important to do that. So he hasn't even started a gateway yet. This is very, very, very greedy. So we
Well,
notice
it's
the layer
greedy.
starting for Bunny as well.
Yeah, it's greedy, but it's not even smart greedy.
No,
Because his warp gate is like the core thing that Protoss needs in the early game to be able to defend.
yeah,
If
exactly.
Bunny wanted to go fast Roach, it would be over. I mean, fast
Yeah,
circling maybe you can block it off, but if he had just done a two base Roach, now Bunny with this third base, he's going semi macro game. One of the things they notice is he does have his overlords over here, so he can check. He sees gas at the natural, so he's got to wonder what is Protoss doing here, because he's saying, okay, there's four gas, but I don't see any tech. Where's the tech? It's going to be very confusing for him right now.
exactly. So you're gonna notice these two cannons here. So the Protoss is thinking he's probably gonna go Muta or something. He's probably gonna be in for a pretty big surprise this game. Notice he's gonna be taking both gases at his natural. But he doesn't really even have much to. He doesn't even have a cybernetics core. He just started that now. So
Well, and the other thing is that if he would have gone, like I said, and gone Nexus, then Gateway, he would already be able to have a sentry with enough hallucination, and then he could send it out and see the layer tech, but he could also see what's going on. Okay, there's no tech structures for the next minute and a half or 2 minutes. I don't have to worry about Muta. He can put his
exactly,
instead of putting all these minerals into these wasting cannons. If he goes Roach Dresser, Roach Hydra, or Nidus, it was a waste of 400 or 500 minerals.
yep,
So apparently, what he's doing is he's decided he doesn't scout. He's gold. He just decided I'm going to do airplay and I'm going to make sure that
double
Muta
Stargate,
can't kill me.
exactly.
But that seldomly works, especially against a diamond opponent. Well, I keep saying a diamond, but even a good gold opponent's gonna, take advantage of this. So it looks like a Roach Warren, and we've got the Spire. So Roaches defensively, Spire for harassing.
Yeah,
This will be very interesting.
and
Now, the
then
one thing I notice is that Protoss has no actual unit. So yes, maybe he can't attack that mineral line, but he could unpower all these pylons. You wouldn't have any units to defend. It would be over even if you couldn't get to the mineral line.
exactly, and then you're gonna notice that right now BunnySlayer has 64 drones compared to the 48 probes of Scorp. So BunnySlayer is also going to take a fourth right now. So Scorp has a lot of drones, but his main is super oversaturated, and his natural it's decently saturated right now. It's got 16 probes, which is the ideal saturation, but he just transferred some from his main, so that's pretty good. You see the probe trying to scout, but it's kind of late. I mean, BunnySlayer doesn't have very many units, but he can quickly make some. So now, if you look at the production tab, you're gonna notice there's a Nidus network right now. This is the highlight of this game. So you're gonna watch this Overlord right over here.
Morph out, yep.
This is the Savior Overlord or Overseer now, I guess. And then you're also gonna see a Dark Shrine going down. So this is gonna be quite an interesting game. You see four mutas coming out as well.
Yeah, Scorp is just taking every tech path, which is not very efficient.
Oh, excuse me, it's not that Overlord, it's this Overlord right here. This is the Overlord.
He knows now what's going on. He sees the Phoenix play. Sh- Really
Now,
means he could just make a bunch of roaches or
you're gonna
yeah,
notice,
roaches lings.
yeah.
Yep.
So if you noticed right there, those Phoenix just passed straight by that Overlord that's hiding over here. He didn't see the Overlord. So that's a very good thing for BunnySlayer, because if he spotted the Overlord, it would ruin the whole Nidus play that he has planned. There's a lot of roaches in there right now. So the Overlord's slowly gonna creep over here, and we're gonna see a bunch of gateways being built over here. So this is gonna be pretty close. It depends on where BunnySlayer decides to put his Nidus network, on whether he'll win this game or not.
Can you speed it up to fast? It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
right
I
I mean, I was wondering, like, the Overlords go that slow.
Alright,
Okay,
so now,
so the Nidus is coming.
yep, if you get a Scorp's vision, you cannot see the Nidus network.
Now, here's the thing, though. He came in the base, he sees that Nidus, he should be running around like rampant. This
Yeah,
should
you know.
I've been setting microphones everywhere, so
And I
that, you hear that sound, that's
you hear that sound,
the
it's
sound
just,
of you losing the game.
yep, and then we notice 12 mutas coming out right now. 12. So you can see all these lings and roaches coming out, and how many units does the Protoss have? He has 4 Phoenix and 52 probes.
Yeah, I would say his probe army is well funded. That's about it.
He doesn't,
So he sees Theraxis pylon right here, so he should. He looks like he's taking out the cannons, but you
yeah.
see that pylon, just that one pylon. If he takes that out, he's gonna take care of all those gateways. It's not even.
Yep, this.
Yeah, there's another Artosis.
All these DTs are being pushed out really quickly. 5 DTs in protection, but he doesn't even have warp gate. So if he would have had warp gate tech, he would have even had a better chance of winning. But you're gonna notice over here we're gonna have about 12 mutas coming in right here, and he's only gonna get 1 DT, maybe 2 DTs out, depends. But nope, looks like only 1 DT and 2 Void Rays.
Which is the worst thing you want coming out for
against this.
Where
Yeah.
are those Phoenix?
Those Phoenix, I think they died, so that's gonna be it. That is gonna be it for the first game for BunnySlayer. Yes, at least he GG'd. It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and leave that replay. And we'll go.
I'm pushing quit, okay? I'm not going to be the cause of this replay staying there with awkward silence for the next 2 minutes.
Alright, so this next game is a ZVZ. So we'll go ahead and load this game up. This is another game with BunnySlayer. And our last game with BunnySlayer. And then we're going to have 2 more replays after this. Well, maybe 3. If Provis has a replay he would like to show us. And then I think we'll call it pretty good for today.
What? Is this is that the border for bronze?
This is the border for bronze. This is a diamond player versus a bronze player. Now, you may be thinking that BunnySlayer just has this game down. Now, see, imagine if you're this bronze Zerg player, and you get matched up against a diamond Zerg player. Can you just imagine the feeling? It just can't feel very
here's
good.
the other thing. This, see, he just said, I don't know, I haven't played a plat or diamond in 5 games. But, on the other end of it, if you're bronze, a lot of times before you get promoted, they'll keep testing you for the MMR. And so, like, if you keep winning,
Yeah.
and say you beat gold, they'll put you against a platinum. And if you beat that, and you'll see that. Now, I don't know if you can get promoted more than 1 league ahead, but I have seen that, especially in the lower leagues. Like, I remember when I was trying to get to platinum, and I started beating platinum regularly, and they'd have me place diamond, even though I hadn't yet been promoted from gold to platinum.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah. So this guy has a pretty good attitude. It's like, oh, let's do it. Now notice he doesn't send these overlords out. So if you're a Zerg and you don't send your overlords out, it's very crucial that you use these for scouting information.
He's doing it now.
He's doing it now because
Delayed.
Zerg is always reactionary. So these overlords play a huge role in your game. So it's very important. So now you notice he's going to drop a really early pool. Both of them dropping a pretty early pool right now, actually. See, BunnySlayer dropping it right here. It's about a
And also we might
14
wanna
pull or something.
I don't know if we introduced the players, but the bottom left is Paligi. I'm going to call him
Paligi.
Paligi, but
Paligi.
we could call him Paul. Let's call him Paul for short.
Alright,
That's easy.
he's gonna be
And we'll
Paul.
call BunnySlayer Bunny. So Bunny
Bunny.
versus
Alright. Bunny versus
Paul.
Paul.
Sounds very grown up, but okay.
Focus.
And
Focus
Paul
time.
is very young because he can't spell focus.
No.
Children, just so you know that's not how you spell focus. It's FOC.
U.S.
US. He got more than one part wrong. I literally was about to say ES because I was like, "What?" He got all of it wrong. But I guess the moral of the story is you don't need to spell to play StarCraft.
Alright, you notice the Roach Warren is gonna be going down. Now BunnySlayer, instead of taking the Roach Warren, he's gonna decide I wanna expand really quickly. You're also gonna notice here's the gas for BunnySlayer. He's probably gonna be going for some pretty early speed, and the Queen is coming out.
The key to this play, if he's going to do a roach rush, is to be able to hit before the speed hits on the Zerglings.
Exactly.
And so this is probably one of those 6 roach rushes where you send 4 or 6 roaches across the map, and you just hope to do some damage, maybe take out a queen, hurt some production.
So
it's not meant to end the game.
Yeah, and so here's a tip: if you're gonna be doing the roach rush style, you want to get your roach warren when your queen is about 1/2 to 3/4 of the way done. Because then when it pops out, and then you can do a larva inject, and you'll get enough larvae for about 6 to 7 roaches. See, but instead he went for this extra hatchery here, and so he's not going to have very much money for some really early roaches. So this is going to put him behind a little bit. So right now you're going to notice there's 2 roaches.
5 seconds.
To do the inject.
5 seconds to do his inject, which you want to do immediately when your queen pops out.
Yep. So we're gonna notice a few more roaches in production. He has about 2 after this one pops out, and then he's making 2 more Zerglings, or 2 more sets of Zerglings. Sorry about that. Now BunnySlayer, he's taking both gases in his base, but he doesn't have lair tech or anything. So he's playing for the later game. And he's just going to continue making drones. So, droning up. And one key thing is when you're scouting with this Overlord, you want to be looking for in the mineral line. And if your opponent Zerg is not sending any Zerglings or even making a queen, that generally is a big, huge red flag of an all-in. So, always be looking for stuff like that.
The thing is with good scouting, which is actually the red player is doing, Paul, but you could he's sending out his now, it's a little later, but he has enough time where if you feel like you don't have the forces or you can't make them, you can always put a spine crawler, you can put some Evo chambers up there, and you can create a choke. And so, not necessarily good against roaches, but if you were to see a speedling all in or something, that would be the way to go.
Yeah. So he saw those roaches, and he's gonna put 2 spines down, hopefully, or just a Evo chamber.
Yep.
Trying to make some sort of a choke, I guess.
I'm a prophet, aren't I? I mean, every time I just say something, it just happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, what he did is, even though it's roaches, what he did is he created a choke, and so the roach's not going to be able to go in and do any real damage. He's going to get to the top, and if he's a bronze, normally he would just run back and cut his losses, so that he doesn't take any damage and lose his roaches. Because he loses his roaches and the game's almost over.
But he's going to keep pushing in now. Bunny doesn't really have much of defense. He's made 20 links, which is pretty good. But it's not quite enough. This is pretty bad positioning. And it's, this looks pretty bad for Bunny. He might lose to a bronze player here.
It looks like it.
I mean,
remember the economy.
Yeah. If we go and look at the income, it's definitely favoring him. But I mean, this is a lot of roaches here, and they're not very many units.
This is a really poor mistake by Paul here. He should finish off and take out that hatch below there. He doesn't know what's going to be up here, and if he loses all his roaches, they're still on 2 bases, and he cut in production to do this attack. Yeah. So,
but he did some pretty good positioning there with his roaches. He took minimal losses there, but it's somehow BunnySlayer is going to hold this off, I think. Putting all the way into that mineral line is pretty bad. You want to try to be behind the mineral lines so that the drones cannot get us around. You see this two spine crawlers are going to be picking away. Oh, there go all the roaches. Now if you look at the unit count isolation, we're going to notice that they're equal on drones currently. But BunnySlayer does have higher tech right now. He does have a layer. His opponent is still on hatchery tech.
He doesn't take the one below, but then he tries to take this one and he sacrifices all his roaches. And he's put himself in a good area, so he's a good player. Definitely higher than bronze, but
yeah, there's just a few things that he could do to improve his play. It's pretty simple things. Just having a better build order, I think. You know, it's this valiant drone who wanted to fight with all those Zerglings, but I guess it's just not going to work out for him.
That's unfortunate.
It's a pretty unfortunate position there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just went, you know, normally when I see a spine crawler, I try to go around it, but that's just me.
It's pretty, I would have tried to do a little more damage down here since it was so well protected up here, but I mean, there's a whole lot you could do, but he's just going to keep sending roaches. But, you know, at this point, sending roaches in groups of 3 and stuff like that is very bad, because these lings can kill those groups really quickly.
If he balls up, he could probably overtake and take the hatch and then take a lead. But the longer this game goes, especially with layers already being done, it's gonna negatively affect him. And so also the other thing is you know, sometimes creep is a bad thing even if it's on your base. This is one of those cases where you know, the speedlings, you know, can do a lot more damage when they're out off creep because they still have tremendous speed and those are slow roaches right now.
Yeah, they're very slow.
Paul's trying to catch
layer
up
tech
by
just
expanding.
now, yeah. And taking a third and fourth at the same time.
Yeah. He's getting greedy.
So it's one of
those responses that you do when you say, oh crap, I didn't do the damage I wanted to, I'm now behind. And so he did that, but he really should have done a hidden one. Those ones can get scouted pretty easily. And obviously that's a lot of minerals that he's not putting in defenses. And
nope.
He really needs a defensive Baneling nest because he knows his opponent went speedling. So that's a really doesn't bode well for him. So and
he can even use those. He can even use his roaches. He just has to be on a good choke point. Like if he had enough to do a nice concave at the top of the ramp that is natural, he would be in a pretty good shape. But he just does not have enough roaches for that. So he's gonna run in. BunnySlayer pulls out. So BunnySlayer not in. Yeah, he takes out that third, but there's another one down here.
Yeah, and see, that was a better one. See, you want to, if you're going to do something, pick some hidden bait. I know people don't like that because you can't reinforce easily, but if you're behind, the best way to make your opponent comfortable and not want to push it and think that they're ahead is to take a hidden base. Because what'll happen is he'll go, oh, he's on 2, I'm on 2, I'm ahead, I'm going to tech up, I don't need to go in. And so you can secretly get ahead if you can have that third.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, BunnySlayer can see it's hidden base. That's why it's not so okay. He should have picked someone somewhere a little further over. Because obviously anything that's going to be by his, you know, his main base is going to have an overlord outside.
Yeah,
of it.
And if you are behind, you know, it doesn't really, you know, even if you did put it here, you can't reinforce that because you don't have enough units. So doing that hidden base is definitely the best thing to do. So BunnySlayer, he could have ended this game a little while ago, but he didn't realize that his opponent only had 6 roaches at that time.
Well, he still doesn't know. He doesn't have the vision. You know, that's where you could send 1 or 2 Zerglings up there, or in the case 4 or 5, and just see what they have. And you can say, okay, well I don't see any Banelings.
It's a pretty good position.
Yeah, finally, I feel like he didn't pay attention to the mini-map, because he's finally now taking out this somewhat hidden base. And obviously, that was time that he was able to get minerals from that really shouldn't have.
No!
Yeah, Paul's
I need that base. So then, you know, BunnySlayer's taking his third, because, I mean, there's nothing really that Paul can do about that, because he's...
Oh, gosh.
Just doesn't have the economy to make a lot of units, but I mean he has mutas now, so
well,
8 mutalisks.
He doesn't even need the mutalist, the mutas aren't going to do enough.
Yeah.
Bunny's got 80 plus Zerglings, and he's just waiting for the level 1 Carapace to be done. So his Zerglings are going to be 1/1, and he's going to have 80 of them, and no muta in the world is going to be able to finish that off.
He's going to pull out. So.
Yeah.
Not quite
That's what
sure
she
about this
said.
move.
So, anyways, you just take it. See, and this is where Paul, like a bronze player, he's following them, which is not smart. You're going off the creep.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
sending
slower.
those mutalisks is a good idea, but sending the rest of the army, I don't know if that's too great of an idea. Because I
He's
mean,
still got slow lings.
yeah, these mutalisks are a great idea. Lings and roaches, not so much. Um,
Now, sport colors are really. I don't understand the full backing up. Oh, he was waiting for his mutalisks, but
now,
he
now,
could have just sacrificed his lings and kept producing more and won the game.
so here is kind of gets to the point where mutalisk fighting is really important. So I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. So just kind of the way you fight with these mutalisks here in a second is going to be really crucial. Um, and just one key thing to remember, mutalisks are not marines. You do not stutter step mutalisks. So you notice how he's going to be stutter stepping them almost. Because I mean, Paul did have like a one mutalisk over Bunny. But Bunny's going to win this because he stutter stepped twice there. And so now Bunny has more mutalisks. And so you're going to notice he just sent all of his links over here. I'm going to speed it up again. Send all his links to do a counterattack, and he's easily going to be able to defend with these mutalisks here. I mean, he does have a decent amount of roaches, but Bunny has a third up and everything. He's pretty much set.
Well, Paul's got 2 drones.
Paul's got 2 drones, so
Yeah,
that's okay.
it's over.
So there's the GG. It's a pretty funny game, but you know, it's just kind of funny how BunnySlayer, he did have a little bit of a rough time playing against a bronze player. But he did pull through. He did win, but you know, and then there's also those cases where it's people playing unranked and just have bronze set up on their ranked, just so that they can make their opponent feel like it's a pretty easy game and let their guard down. But alright, so now we're going to go into some awesome games by our very own Theraxis. So these are games from our team war yesterday against Team Elite that unfortunately we lost. But we beat them twice, and that was our first time that we lost to them. But we did have some pretty awesome games. So here's one game. Here's one game from that tournament. So this is a pretty cool game. This is Theraxis' mech style and TVP. He is a Terran player. So we're going to go ahead and launch that replay.
Now, these games we've already seen because we support our clan members. So
Yep.
when we're watching, we'll stream it. But this is a good example. I think now, well, I don't want to ruin it for everyone for who won and who lost, but there's some good things to take away from this game. Now, this is Masters levels play. I would say probably mid Masters, though Theraxis might tell you high. But anyways, on the top left-hand corner, we have Angel Wrath, and what clan are they on? T is for
Team Elite.
what? Team Elite, okay. And then the bottom right, we have Theraxis for NeSw, which is never eat shredded wheat, and that's the rule. So if you get caught eating
Yes.
shredded wheat, you are kicked
You're
off.
kicked off the team.
Yes. I don't care how many times you say it with a stuttered voice. They're great. It can't happen. It's not a big deal. I don't know if Tony the Tiger is actually for the shredded wheats, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to make that noise. So,
All right.
right here, speed up the game a little bit, because just times 2 or times 4, and right now you're just gonna see standard Masters level. He's just get probes in the top left and
Yep.
SCVs. You notice the gas here. It's probably gonna be a Reaper opening, which is very common. So they're just scouting out. He already sees the gas, and so Toss already knows that there's gonna be a Reaper, and if he doesn't see a Reaper relatively soon, he'll know that there's a factory play. There's a fast factory, so he doesn't have to necessarily see
So,
everything to know.
I think this is the game where he actually loses this game due to Angel Wrath's
But we were
a
gonna
lot of void rays. So, but this still kind of showcases kind of the idea, and then we'll go and watch the other replay where he actually wins. So,
You told the audience. Now there's no reason for them to stay.
it's still a very good game. It's still a very good game.
Yes. Well, I think it's
I had previously said this is the one that he won, but I was incorrect in that one. I loaded up the wrong one on
see,
accident.
that would have
But
been a great plot. Here's the one he won, and at the end you took him to win. He doesn't.
oh yeah, that would have been great. Plot twist.
Exactly. Like it's it's kind of like anti-meta games where you like four-gate now because no one four-gates. So hey, he wins, but he really loses, and then everyone's like, oh, I couldn't believe it. So yeah. So right now you can see that interesting thing is, and this is very common, though it's deceiving. Right now you're going to see 30 SEVs to 39 probes, but if we look at the income tab, you're going to see Theraxis is up 1,300 to 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those mules are pretty good.
yeah, mules are OP, but anyway, you know, what other race can you be down in your workers and actually be above an income? Well, that's not Toss and that's not Zerg. It's definitely Terran. So he sees the Hellbats. Let me look over at the vision here of Angel Wrath. Angel Wrath really doesn't see anything. He knows. I mean, he knows the factory and everything. He got his observer in there. He knew the Hellbat drops were going to happen, and he's pretty quick to react to everything. He's paying attention. He knows the style. That's going to be a mech, and it's going to be mines possibility, and also Hellbats.
Yep, because he's seen a lot of Hellbat drops here. So I mean, it's pretty evident.
Yeah, you could just expect Hellbat. So if you see someone going to kind of a mech, that's what they're going to do is they're gonna harass you with Hellbats, and they're going to slowly build up their mech army. The mech army is really slow, but it's very powerful. So.
Yep.
If you get caught without the right composition when mech decides to move out, you will just automatically lose.
So I do want to note during this game, the Theraxis is talking to his mom the whole game on the phone. I think. Well, I'm not sure if it was on the phone, but he was talking to his mom this whole game. So this is still impressive. Still a very impressive game.
To the audience, not all of us are little baby boys. Some of us are grown adults that are married, so you can still join.
Yes.
You don't live home with your mom, just
Yes.
So, anyways, again, there's more saturation now. Look, Theraxis has done a great job in his macro. He has done a very good job. He had this other command center, and he was making SEVs out of it. So he's actually ahead 70 SEVs. He's probably has too much, to be honest. He's with mules, he probably doesn't need any more. Yeah, his income is 2,500 to 1,500.
Yeah.
So he's way ahead. And so you can see he's pumping out all 4 factories. He's sending everything out. He's got his one little barracks there. That's how cute. And then he's got his one starport. The one thing that Theraxis doesn't know is that he doesn't have any clue at this point. It's 15 minutes of the game. He's building. Yeah, he says, "Okay, I'm making a lot of money. I'm going to make some more factories. I'm making 3 more." But if you go over to his tab and see his view, all he sees is a robo. He sees that it's going to be Colossus, and he also sees the DT shrine.
Yep.
If you go and look at the full map, you can notice that there's voids that have been made off these 2, and that he hasn't seen that. So he just scanned again, and all he sees is the Immortals and the Stalkers, and so he goes,
doesn't see this void race.
Well, yeah, he doesn't see the void race. He never scanned up in the base.
Nope. You're gonna notice that this is the first DT being warped into this game. He did have some proxy pylons set up. So this game did cause quite a bit of debate, but it's quite funny. Yeah.
The other thing though that to look at though is he stopped doing his drop, and drops are to do damage to distract the Protoss, but they're also a great way of scouting. And he kept dropping, he would have seen
those void race,
void race, and he would have pumped out Vikings, and
because he probably would have used those void race to help defend since they're their closest unit. But
yeah, I mean he would have definitely, even if he didn't see just going over the main, you can't help but see those two stargates. So the problem is that there's one Viking here. There's no anti-air. There's a couple ghosts, but you could literally send the void rays out without any of these other units and literally pick off every single one of them.
Yep.
So
I mean, there's some ghosts here, and there's one Viking. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and now these voids are still charged. Now they're uncharged, but now with the rest of this unit composition, and this composition is perfect to take out Hellbats.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. But those tanks are pretty good.
And then there's some very suspicious.
There's a little bit suspicious in this game. Like I said, this is causing a little bit of discussion. We decided that it was just a little bit of coincidence going on, but it seemed kind of fishy right when the Theraxis was moving out. It seemed like Angel Wrath started to set up his army to get ready to fight, even though he had no idea it was coming out. But it turned out it was just a coincidence. So
Great. You saw the other base. You saw the pylon moved at the top right. And he said, you know what? Normally when people are taking out my pylons, they're moving out, so I better get prepared.
Yep. So this is pretty much the game. So what would have happened if Theraxis had scouted that? He would have had a lot more Vikings in that composition, and he would have been able to destroy the army really easily. So.
Yeah, and Vikings got range on them, so what he would have done is kept kiting them. He probably would have, he would have protected them, and yeah, it would have been over. I mean, wouldn't have been close. But that's how important scouting is in this game. When you get to the highest level, if you don't have the right unit composition, even if you have a better macro game, you're gonna lose.
Yep. Let's make sure, and then we'll jump out of that replay. We'll go to our next one. So this is the one that he won. This is on Whirlwind. So this is an awesome game. This is against Team Elite's Blitz, and he's a Protoss player. So this will kind of show you kind of what he would do against air. So, and then after this, we have a replay from simplyjoys, who just sent us in a little bit ago. So I'll have to go and download that in a second.
And I actually have one.
Yeah.
It's just a Baneling bust. It's nothing special, but it's happening. It's happening a lot.
Alright, so the upper left-hand corner, we have Team Elite's Blitz, who's a Protoss player, a Masters Protoss player. And in the upper hand corner, we have Theraxis, which is the same Terran from the last game, and he is super good, and he is going to be displaying his mech style once again. So this map is a very interesting map because it has you can spawn close positions on this map as well, and the rush distance is actually super long.
More fixed screen on Twitch.
Oh, sorry about that. The first time I've done that. Thanks. All right. So this is very interesting map. So a lot of time, by the time you scout your opponent, they're pretty far into their tech. So sometimes you can't even scout. So like, especially as Zerg, if you go to the last position and you're playing against a Terran player, a lot of times you already have the wall up. So it's kind of a pain, but that's all right.
If you heard silence from me, it's just because I was in deep thought.
Deep thought.
Or someone ring the doorbell. So you can take your guess. Everyone knows I'm really smart, so obviously it was the first one. So what did I miss here? It looks like...
not a whole lot, so...
You just really like to run the game slow, and there's a whole lot of nothing going on.
I apologize.
That's alright. It is a beautiful thing when we win.
Yeah, we just don't have that many replays this week, so...
Well, if it had my way, I would watch all my replays.
Watch all your replays
slow-mo.
on slow-mo.
On normal. Yeah, from the beginning. So.
See the cybernetics core going down and double gas from the Terran player. So, or from the Protoss player, not from the Terran player. And so he's probably going to be going for some tech right now. So we're going to see what that is here in a little bit. You can see this Reaper coming out,
which is very smart. And what's cool about these, I don't know if you ever watch them, but if you click the actual units, like if you put the units tab out there and you click the Reaper, it'll show you where the Reaper is.
Yeah, it's very
watching a replay, you're trying to figure out where a certain unit is, like where's my mothership core, you can click it and it'll go to the map and show you where that is.
Now you're going to see that there's something very unfortunate that happens right here. This engineering bay does finish, which is just kind of sad, it just kind of hurts a little bit. A lot of Terrans try to get as close to finishing as possible, so it takes forever to kill and then cancel it right at the last second, but he's going to be unable to do that this game. You're gonna see that we have the
And
reactor on the barracks, and he's probably gonna be swapping that with the factory here in a little bit, or
and the other thing, and this is just on the flip side of it, especially if you're Zerg, but because this doesn't happen as much with Terran, notice that you know he didn't go and wait to kill this. He just went and took his third as his
Yep.
natural. So he said, okay, I'm going to go over here, and because I don't want to delay my income, that was the goal. So he, in other words, he got a free 125 minerals, and he really didn't waste almost anything when it comes to the time his I almost said hatch, but Nexus went down.
yeah. So no, he's going to be getting a tech lab on his factory to get this really early tank out. So this is part of his style. He's been getting this really early tank against Protoss and Zerg to defend against really early aggression, like Baneling Bust, anything like that. The tank can really do wonders against that. Especially now since
You're
you don't even have to
welcome.
research siege tanks. So.
I'm pretty much the sole reason why he started doing that. I have quite a few all-ins as Protoss, and he noticed that my Blink Stalkers, my fast +1 armor zealot. I mean, I just have a lot of ways to punish a greedy Terran. So he says, I'm still going to be greedy, but I'm not going to be stupid. So he says, if I have a tank, and he already every Terran normally has a few Marines and a bunker, but
Yeah, exactly.
that's what you expect when you're doing like an all-in or a serious pressure. So he says, I'm just gonna that tank is gonna soften them up and is gonna pretty much make it a lot harder for someone to contest his natural. So that's a real smart, safe way, and then that also enables him to feel confident in getting a faster third CC.
Exactly. And then you're gonna notice that this dark shrine is coming up. So this had to do with the 2 really early gas. He got that, so they'll have enough gas to do this dark shrine play with the
Yep. This is
Dark
clearly
Templar.
one of those plays where he's getting a second base, but he attends this DT drop. You could tell it's a drop just because of the robo. That
Yeah, exactly.
He's really has to do some damage with this, because if he doesn't do damage with this, he's going to be very far behind.
So and then now in the
Right.
position of like Theraxis, he notices that he has not taken this natural yet. So he's playing really defensive. And so little does he know that he took the second then his natural here at his third base. So later on he decides that he probably just assumes that
Now,
that's there.
now
So
here's the thing: he scans and he sees. He saw that there was a DT shrine, but he doesn't react. There's nothing happening. I mean, he hasn't made an engineering bay. He hasn't put his Marines over to the areas where a drop may happen, and this is really going to hurt him.
yeah, he's we're gonna go to the units lost. He's already lost 4 workers right now. He's gonna hide another DT because waiting for that scan to go away, and probably drop in some more Dark Templar. So instead of opting for, so another worker killed. Instead of opting for getting the getting missile turrets, he's going to go ahead and get a Raven out using his starport over here, attaching that to the tech lab that was on the factory previously.
But
So we're gonna
there's
see another Dark
42
Templar.
seconds. He's got 6 seconds, so he can get a lot of kills right now.
Yep. So there's almost enough energy. Alright, now there's enough energy for a scan. That's gonna go down. And now notice he unsieged that tank that was really close, so he didn't lose any more workers, so from tank shots. So he has a pretty solid defense here, but now he's gonna decide he's gonna expand, assuming that he had taken this as an expansion. So now we're gonna notice just a lot more gateways going down right now. 5 now, and then we're gonna see the Templar archives. So he's switching to either High Templar or Archon, or a mixture of both. So we're gonna see another warp prism drop, but he's deciding not to drop anything there. He's gonna put it out right out here so that the Terran doesn't quite know about it. But I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do. I mean, there's a Raven out, and this is a pretty big force. Let's see. We can look at the structures tab. He has a total of 7 warp gates right now. So, I mean, he wouldn't be able to warp enough units to even do any damage here. That is my cat, if you can hear that. She'll come and say hi occasionally.
Well, this is a 30-minute game, so we're going to need to speed this up a little bit. But basically,
yeah.
both of them are macroing right now.
Yeah.
Harvesters, which is funny, green Team Elite Blitz, he's actually ahead. Income, though, he's about even because of the mules. He's going to do a push right now. At least he's going to try.
So this is an interesting idea. Knowing that all these tanks, making a lot of zealots is not the best idea, so... It's going to make some Archons now, though.
He's got 1/1 armor, so that does help quite a bit when he gets hit, because that means 2. So every hit, remember that tanks do additional damage to his armor. So zealots actually can work pretty well, because there's only 35 damage with his armor. It's going to be 33 damage. And so as long as he doesn't group up his zealots, so that 5 or 6 is splash damage. So sometimes what people do...
So this is very bad, right there.
Archons forward, which actually wasn't bad, but the choke was just perfect. And then
yeah, this is a really good setup. Yeah. He threw down an auto turret as well to help with that choke point. Because a lot of the zealots could waste their charge trying to kill the auto turret, so that's a pretty good move. Tries putting a Widow Mine out there. He's going to move out with a little bit of force, kind of see what he has. But now he's just making primarily mech. He's not going to be making nearly as many Marines anymore. So
well, one thing you got to notice is that there's almost no upgrades on this army, even mech. And Toss is already 2/2.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, granted, these Archons aren't going to help a whole lot, but...
No, because they're too long range that they probably won't even be able to get up close enough. I mean, they'll do decent against these Hellbats, though, so...
And this didn't happen in this game, but you know what would be really neat? And this is some creative stuff, but especially against a very defensive army like this one. This is not... Like, he'll clean it up, because that's the upgrades help them, but...
Yeah.
If he had made another Robo and made maybe 2 Warp Prisms at a time, spent about 800 resources on that, he's completely exposed.
Yeah, so he has some pretty good engagements. He takes out a lot of tanks here, and you know, taking out stuff from mech armies, like it takes a while to replenish those. Whereas you know this Zealot Archon army doesn't take very long to replenish. As you can see, he just keeps making Archons and Zealots. So he had some pretty good trades in there, but it is definitely. He's not going to have enough gas.
Yeah, he's got gas-wise, he's really hurting. So, and also, if you look over here, there's going to be some drops, and he notices that
there is a Tempest. So, because of that drop, see, you know, like you were saying last game, just doing those drops can sometimes do scouting for you. So, because of that drop, he knows that there's a Tempest there, and is able to scan for that.
Yep, and that's why you got to keep dropping. It's not only Hellbats are like, if I were Terran, I would always do Hellbat drops. Drunken Boy is a professional player that always does Hellbat drops, and the reason for it is it's almost impossible not to be cost efficient. I mean, unless you lose everything,
yeah.
If you drop them, you're going to kill 3-4 drones. You're going to break even. So just don't lose your medevac, and you're going to come out ahead. Plus, you get scouting.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing that most people don't realize. It's not just the scouting; it's that you're keeping your opponent at bay. If you're harassing them, they're not going to move out their army.
And that's what the Protoss has been doing, sending all these Dark Templars in. And so he's killed a total of 30 workers. So that's a decent amount. Whether it's worth it or not, I mean, we can go look at the units lost. It's fairly even right now. And we can look at the income. The Terran is now ahead, Theraxis.
Way ahead.
Way ahead. Just because he has like, let's see, how many... He has...
4 bases versus 3.
He has 5 bases making SCVs when he needs them, so definitely puts him ahead. But since he saw these Tempests, unlike last game, he's going to get a lot more Vikings. Notice he's making 3 right now. So these Vikings are really important to taking out any air army of the Protoss. Without those, you pretty much lose instantly. But see, he has a lot of Vikings, so...
Another thing that, and this is just being a Protoss player, you have to have an observer, because what you don't want to do is, the goal of these is to kite away, and then and engage in your army. So if you have Tempest, get an observer so you can utilize that full range, because you're going to notice that Tempest can't even see as far as their range is.
Yeah.
So if you do that, like right now, these tanks are coming in, they'd be getting shots. He had to back away because he didn't have sight. So observers are very important if you're going to utilize Tempest.
So he's gonna lose all his Tempest right now. And now he's switching to Void Ray production now, which I still don't think is a very good idea. Theraxis says that going Tempest is actually a lot better than Void Ray against his strategy, but since he gets these Vikings out after he scouts that, it's very good. See, these Void Rays don't even get to do very much.
Yeah, if you're going to use the Void Rays, then you just sacrifice them, and you get enough of them where you can destroy all the tanks. Because with the charge ability, 6 Void Ray will take out all those tanks before the Vikings will kill them. And there's no other anti-air, so it's not a bad idea to use Void Rays. I've played Theraxis. I've won with Void Rays. You always want to have a couple Tempests in your composition because you're softening up the enemy.
Exactly.
But if you're gonna go in there, because everything's armored in this. I mean, this is great. Void Rays do extra against armor, so this is wonderful, except for the Hellbats. But these tanks,
yeah.
So if this is over, he's just gonna slowly push his way forward, and there's nothing there to stop him.
No, there's nothing really. And see, this base is really late for the Protoss, so he just couldn't afford to do that super gas-heavy army. So, you know, if he wanted to do it, he would have had done a better job of hiding his Tempest tech. And I think he could have won from that game by doing that. But it's pretty hard to beat the Terran doing this strategy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to our next replay, which will be coming from another Masters player on our team named simplyjoys. So I have to go download that one real quick. So. Because he just sent that to me, so, and then we'll go ahead and watch Provis's one.
Now, with mine, are we just going to do shared replay for my end? Can we do that?
Yes, we can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll start looking for that while you're downloading.
Alright, so I have that one.
I have an epic game. I could show a second one, but it's just a practice game against me and Theraxis. So.
Yeah, we could do that one.
Yeah, well...
Oh, do the one that you're planning on doing originally.
Yeah. It was a long game. It was 40 minutes.
Alright, so I got that replay all set up, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into that one.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and send you an invite. So this is a PvP. So this will be an interesting game. And a lot of our team war yesterday, it was a lot of PvPs, so we've been seeing a lot of those lately. Alright, so it'll be on Antigua Shipyard. So this map is no longer in the map pool, so this might have been this is from Wings of Liberty, I guess, so.
Yeah, and notice it's diamond. simplyjoys is a diamond.
Yeah, and he's been Masters ever since Heart of the Storm. So this could have been, this may have been, if he was playing Wings of Liberty this season, I don't know.
Yeah,
sure.
he's been. I've been playing on Wings of Liberty too to practice some things because there's still some things to be. And he was as well. He's diamond. So.
Yeah, so that must have been what this is from. So.
Oh, you liar, simplyjoys. Times are hard. He doesn't have Heart of the Swarm. What a liar.
Well, maybe he didn't have that this time. I don't know. We'll have to ask him about that.
No, you know better than that, Morrok. He's just messing with him.
It is simply.
He's basically saying, you know, I really like having this. So I'm gonna look at this. This is Cheese-a-Hulk. This is my favorite kind of games.
Yep, there's 2 racks here. And so.
And Cannon Rush. So this is beautiful, right? I mean, now here's the problem. If you Cannon Rush, always be in 2 games. Because once you scout out, there's nothing there. You can cannon your entrance and then you cannon. So.
See, this is just great. You know, 2 pylons here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a photon cannon there. And...
Oh, he's gonna block him in. Boom.
Oh, he doesn't do it. Oh, come on. That's almost. Those probes could still get behind there. Oh, and he sends his zones back from his Dude Gate.
Which is smart, actually. I just...
Oh, and see, this photon cannon is gonna finish? And he's no longer making any more zealots. Even though he might be a little supply blocked, but
This is a very ridiculous game. I don't even know how to pay attention.
4 more cannons.
He's saying, I'm gonna win this with cannons or I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, so he just put 1 cannon here and put a bunch of pylons. Very smart. Now he's and then he's gonna wall off, man, and wall off. This is just too good. This is very loud.
Poor red guy. He's like, I have 400 minerals.
Wow. So apparently this is how you're supposed to cannon rush. Just lots of pylons and 3 cannons.
No, never do this. This is called someone who doesn't know how to defend a cannon rush. All you have to do is utilize your probes and...
Yes, you gotta try to kill the probe putting down the cannons and not let them put them there. Oh, and he's gonna expand to the gold. No, he's trying to take out all these pylons, but Simply now has warp gate tech, so he's gonna warp in and save all of his cannons. And now he's free reign and GG son.
GG son.
Alright, so now we'll go ahead and look at your replay.
Alright, so now that you've seen average replays...
Okay, and that game was from today. I do have confirmation.
User joined your channel.
Have you viewed my replays yet?
Yes, I have. We have done your replays, Bunny. This is BunnySlayer, and he is our team leader, also known as Evil Bunny.
So Evil Bunny, if you just next time pay attention and watch the stream, you can enjoy our wonderful commentary.
And we will be uploading these to YouTube afterwards. So, all right.
So let's get started.
Yeah. So just go ahead and add me to the replay.
User left your channel.
So we apologize for people leaving or coming and going in our TeamSpeak channel, but it's just our team.
I told you 1v1 was the one. You need to have a casting folder.
We need to have a casting one.
Like, what's up?
Hey man.
So, alright, so we're gonna do this. I know what's gonna happen, but I just said that now this is what happens when you lose 4 or 5 master games in a row. They put you against someone, I don't know if he's silver, I think he's platinum. But the moral of this game is that you're not going to get better with these builds. Like I think people are trying to find a shortcut to masters, but with good scouting, a lot of these cheesy things won't work. And I made several mistakes, by the way. So on the top left, you're going to see the very rude guy named Prime, and the reason I call him rude is I said good luck, have fun, and he didn't respond.
He didn't respond. You know, there's 2 kinds of people in this world.
Yeah.
People.
The meek shall inherit the earth. This guy's not that. So, anyways, he's sending out his thing, and he's all like, he's doing his thing. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm not completely innocent. When I see someone doing something, and I'll take advantage of it, whether it's cheesy or not. So I'm sending out my pylon here, and then I'm gonna go out and scout. And so this is a map you always want to scout with a 9 pylon, because if they 6 pull you and you're not prepared, you will lose.
And so this is the important thing. And remember, with this map, even though it's short rush distance, it's also very short scouting distance. So you can scout it a lot sooner. So, pretty easy to spot, but he is not going for a 6 pull or even a 10 pull. He's at 13 supply, well, 14 supply right now. He did send a scouting drone, it looks like.
So I'm putting down my forge, just because it's safer. And there's putting his pull down. So okay, that's good. And the key is
I'm trying to find this.
gas.
Oh, okay, never mind. It was the morphing drone. Okay, I feel like an idiot now.
Yeah.
It's like how does he have
gas.
15? How does he have 15 supply and only 14 mining?
Some of these haven't finished building.
Yeah,
That's
that's the problem. Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so I'm just droning up.
gas going up.
I was planning on expanding, but what can
Yeah.
I say?
Well, this is really odd play because this is you know, a lot of Zergs have been going either like pull first to expand, but I mean generally they would have expanded by now. That's pretty typical for a Zerg. I still do a hatchery first, even though it's you know, a lot of people say it's not the best idea anymore.
Yep, he's supply blocked. He's trying to make a queen, but so
Now he goes
at,
for the
you know,
expand.
Yeah, it's very late, isn't it?
Very late expansion. So
and I'm just sitting here and looking around going, this is weird. You know, fast gas. You know, I don't see the thing shaking, so there's no speedlings coming.
right, if there's no speed coming, he already has over 100 gas, so he's gonna pull out now. He's
Yep,
actually gonna leave. He's gonna leave one in there. It looks like.
Yeah, so the first thing I do is I totally wall off. I say there's something fishy going on here. I've got my gas ready to do, but I'm not doing it. I need minerals. And I say, you know what? I'm gonna delay this because something's happening. So I'm gonna go put down some cannons. And he's got attack command. He's sending all the way around, but it's too late. It's too late. There's no surface area. He's got one Zergling attacking that, and now I've blocked it off. So it's done.
It's pretty much done.
I'm hoping he's gonna finish this hatch.
So now I'll reveal to you my secret against playing like this. Whenever I see a Protoss do this, I always make sure to have a drone sitting back here in the back of the Protoss base, ready to put up a proxy hatch. But he can't do that now because you did a complete wall off. So unfortunately for him.
Unfortunately for you is I always check more on my
you
already
check.
I do because one time that happened to me. I said, how do I avoid that? So
you scout for it.
Yeah. So here I am. And notice I have a pylon already by the rocks, so I can see if it's getting beaten down.
Yep.
So
it's a very smart idea.
Over by those cannons, I canceled one of them because he canceled his hatch. But I delayed him, so I'm happy. But
yeah. So you committed about is that 350 minerals here?
350, but I also until he kills those pylons.
But I mean that is a 300 mineral hatchery, but he did cancel it, I think so. At least I thought he did.
Yeah, he loses like 100 minerals or something like that. But also, it's just the fact that he's so delayed now. He doesn't have a lot of options.
he doesn't have a lot of options, and you're pretty much safe. Like, if you want to do that and invest so much here, you have to make sure you have a really strong wall, because a lot of Zergs will all in you, and you'll be behind, and you won't be able to defend the all in. But you can't really do much here in this position. Especially even if you had like a sentry out or something. But the mothership core is another great answer to this. He just can't break through this wall without losing a substantial amount of Zerglings. So he knows that.
You could see I'm strengthening my wall. I'm not gonna let this. Now I still have a weak point. If you notice where the weak point is the forge, because I can't build behind it. I could go in front, but I don't have that. I went and brought out my my probe, and he got killed by these speedlings.
Yeah, and so notice he just took his third as his natural, and that's a very popular response, but I mean, you look right now, he is not making any drones. He's going to actually make a lot of banelings here. There's 9 banelings in production, and 18 Zerglings coming as well. If you look at the unit counting station, we have 39 Zerglings. Who knows where the...
Kill those rocks, there.
Yep. So many cannons.
So here...
So, yep, there's the weak point. But he did not have enough banelings to completely kill that, but that's alright, because he runs straight past. So now at this point...
Now this is another key thing. Mineral walk. I clicked
mineral
this
rock
patch down here, and therefore, as you notice, there's still a lot of probes that haven't been killed. And then...
Oh, I think I... Photon overcharge? Yep. So now you're pretty much safe.
Yeah, I'm safe, and I lost some. I mean, now we're pretty even. He's not making. He's trying to finish this. He's in, you know, I broke through the wall. I can do it again.
So you can notice he is attacking those rocks. Did you ever see that or?
Yeah, that's the pylon there. I see that. I first try to take care of the ones up here because I don't want to morph them into banelings and kill a ton of probes. And then, yeah, I don't see it right away, but that's the beauty of 2,000 image rocks. You can see right now I see it. It's almost halfway through.
Yep.
And I can bring my mothership core over
Just
there.
bring
and
your
I can
mothership
put
core?
the pylon down. Yep.
So one thing that you could do, like with your mothership core, is when he's morphing all these banelings, is to attack the banelings with your mothership core and try to kill them so he has less, so it's harder to baneling bust.
Yep, and you can focus fire with your.
So now he is going to try to do this, but you already have a decent amount of stalkers, and you actually have most of your probes at your natural anyways.
Yep,
So I mean, you're going to lose a few here. I mean, you've lost a total of about 18 workers at this point. But I mean, you look at the income tab, and you're still 2 workers ahead. So
This is funny. So he didn't realize I didn't block it. So he's like, okay, I can go over here. Again, I just come through here. He didn't kill. He's trying to kill the natural. This is just what happens when you try to play a Masters player and you're a lower league and you think that cheese is the way. It's not. It doesn't. I just hover my thing over here and I photon overcharge it.
yep, and you don't lose anything.
I don't lose anything.
And see, pulling
everything's dead.
those probes over by your cannons is a great idea, because a lot of people will just send them back to the other mineral line back and forth, and you'll just keep losing a lot. If you just put them by the cannons for a little while, it works out pretty well, because you're not going to lose very many probes. It may cut your income for a little while, but it won't cut your income for a long time. So he switches to Roach right now, interesting enough. Thinking that Roach is going to be able to break through a wall like this, especially when you already have 3 warp gates up. I mean, he's still technically on 1 base. He has like an extra hatchery for that production, but he just doesn't have enough money to be making enough roaches to even do anything here. I mean, roaches are good, but they kind of fall off a little bit late game without a lot of upgrades or hydralisks to support them along with vipers.
Now here's the key though. He's still trying to build production, right?
Yeah.
When you are in this situation as a toss and you get someone really cheesy, take these times to probe up. You know, get that economy. You can warp in a bunch of stuff. I saw that he didn't have layer.
Nope, he does not have layer.
I just sent in my zealots and I'm just going after these drones. I don't care about anything else. And he has so few of them that every drone kill is a good kill. So I lose one, I pump him in, and I've got this nice defensive cannon. He never took care of it, which really should have been his first priority.
Yeah, because now you just can't take this base, you know. Just, you know, as a Zerg in this position, you know, especially when you see a wall like this, you know, baneling bust is a decent idea, but obviously they just didn't do enough damage. A better idea would have been to try to take out this Nexus or the Cybernetics core, rather than running back down the ramp, following all the probes. But, you know, you want to kind of take those roaches and try to take out that cannon and try to catch up economically, because it's going to be pretty hard to win after that, especially with that kind of a wall off. So what happens is you commit so much to all those banelings that you don't even have that much lings left over either. So
yeah, it's true. I mean, DT Shrine's finishing up.
Yep, DT Shrine.
And yeah.
And he doesn't even have layer tech, so I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do, because I mean, he can try to make a spore collar, but we all know that DTs can kill spore collars really quickly before they even finish.
Yep. Now he just started creating a layer. I didn't know this. So this is one of those things where actually it was very unfortunate for me in one sense, but you're going to see how it all works out. The problem is that even though, I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. I mean, even through all that, it's 34 drones to 37 probes. I mean, this is, you know, he's trying real hard. He's droning when he can, and
yeah, so he's trying to catch up here. Yeah, and so if
I checked, and he's a high platinum, and he just apparently he has a style. It's very aggressive, but the problem with that is it doesn't leave a lot of room to you know, someone that knows how to counter those things are going to easily win.
Well, and see, what happens a lot of times is these people, sometimes people are used to the macro style too, and they don't know what to do when the Protoss blocks their natural with cannons. So they take their third and decide to all in. Like, you know, if you're going to take this third over here, you might as well just kind of go economic, because it's going to be late enough anyways. Like, the reason why you want to take that early base to do like any sort of cheese, I guess. It's so that you have that production, but this one was just so late that the production didn't really matter.
So I have DTs up here, and they take out exactly what I want to, and then I take 3 DTs, and I take out the hatch, and he's got a dilemma. He's got nothing.
he only has 1 overseer, and he should have made like at least 2. Because now you can be at 2 places. You kill this layer, so.
Yeah.
So he's left with a base building and he just quits.
Okay. You notice the replay keeps going for a while because sometimes I get frustrated. I kill every single building as like a revenge. He left and I killed everything just to make me feel better because I thought it was a very cheesy game. It was someone that knew that I was a higher level than them, and so they thought they were just gonna
all-in,
and take the win. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of, sometimes people think that that it's just, these high-level players never play against cheese anymore. But that's very not true. There's a lot of cheese that happens in the Master League, so it's very much the opposite.
Yeah, a lot more 6 pools, a lot more cheesy stuff, and people trying to get wins, and wins are hard to come by when you get to that skill level. So people try to take shortcuts. And you know what? Being a master's level, sometimes they can play. They have the talent. They just don't feel like playing that way. So they're really good at cheeses, and they're good at transitioning from a cheese to a macro game. So you just got to learn how to deal with all these situations. So I just thought I chose something that was. So if you ever see something fishy, you don't see like a standard build, play very, very defensively because you'll win that way. And scout. If you got those 2 things, you can handle the Baneling Bust, you can handle the Mutas. It's being in the dark and not having a game plan that makes you lose.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's going to wrap it up for our first episode of the Weekly Rewind. And so for those of you who don't know, this is going to be the general time for the Weekly Rewind. It's going to be every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time or 4 p.m. Eastern time. And so hopefully we'll have some more replays in the future. Not all our members sent replays. This is something kind of new, as this is our first episode. So hopefully we can continue the series, and hopefully it'll get better as we go on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure casting with you, and we'll see you guys next week.
And so if you guys have any suggestions, you guys can let us know on the forums or contact us page. And if you'd like to join the team, you can do that, or you can talk to me in game. My in-game name is Morrok, Morrok, and my character code is 194. So you can go ahead and talk to me if you're a Diamond or Masters and you want to join, or Grandmasters. We would love to have Grandmasters players. Or if you're in a lower league and you would like some coaching, you can let me know as well, and I can get you partnered up with one of our teammates so that you can go ahead and start ranking up in the ladder. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and tune in.